All right, here we go. Hello. I am I'm live here on YouTube. Now live. Okay. Hey, I am Janet Plant Powered Peddler, and I am happy to be here on YouTube. I have a luncheon tomorrow, and I am making a bunch of things for the luncheon. So I thought I'd bring you along so that you can see what I'm up to lately, which is, of course, no good. So I'm hoping I can bring up the YouTube so that I can see what I'm doing here or the Zoom, because the the YouTube is a little bit delayed. So this way I know exactly what I'm doing in real time. Let's see if I can bring up the picture here. Well, let's see if I can join now. Well, I don't think I want to do that on this channel. Well, I'll try it. There we go. Okay, I've got it. All right. So I've got everything set up here. And I wonder if I go to YouTube on my phone, will I be able to see the YouTube? Let me just try that. I'm learning here so much. See if I can find my live. Not so far. Well, my channel. Maybe I won't worry about it then. Darn. Maybe it'll come up eventually here. Oops, sorry. All right. So I have several recipes. They're all raw because I've been raw. And what a great way to introduce raw to other people. Oh, geez. I wonder how that works. All right, now it's on. But maybe that is why it wasn't showing. It was recording though, so hopefully it will be there. Let's give it a second. See if it comes on. And I can always edit so that you don't have to watch all this part of it. YouTube. No, it's still not showing. I hope that I am on. I wonder how I could check that out. Well, I'll just keep on going here. And hopefully, if you are here, it says it's being sent. Okay. I guess we'll just have to trust it. Maybe someone can let me know if they can see me. And I'll keep on checking to see. I wonder if I can go. Oh, here we go, live. No, I'm not on there either. Oh, I need to learn this stuff somehow. The only way I learn is by doing. Well, I know. I can join the Zoom. Why not do that? Let's see here. And my meeting, prepping for tomorrow. Uh-oh. Start. Recording in progress. Okay, so all right. Now I gotta make the volume go away. There we go. All right, well, we'll see if we can't use both of these. And maybe someone will get through to me. All right, so I've got a beet salad here. I've got um, a cucumber salad. I've got, oh, that's another thing. Let me get my mic. Last time when I did this, it got all staticky on me. So we'll see what it does this time, because that's no good. You wait until they connect. They're connected. Okay, so that would be important if someone could let me know if that's all staticky. Otherwise, I'll just stick it here and be good to go. Um, hmm. All right, so I would like you to be able to see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to stick this so that you can see. There we go. This is the beet salad. Also got a tablet here. I can see that it's showing YouTube. And not so far. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's on Zoom. No, try that one. I have all kinds of cameras. 3 cameras. All right, so this is 6 to 7 cups of beets, but I only had about 3 cups, so I have the recipe because it's worth being on here. Such a good recipe. So let's use this bowl and that beets. And I actually put them in the food processor. And so it's beets, shredded beets, and then a large red onion that I chopped up really small in processor. I have a bunch of recipes, so I will do it today. And then there's some green onion, chop that up. And the dressing is balsamic vinegar, some Dijon mustard, and some black pepper. Got that all mixed up. And then as an addition, grating up some carrot and some apple. This too small. This dish too small, so I'm going to get a bigger bowl. So I can mix this all up. So after the bundle, I took off for Death Valley and spent quite a number of days there. I think 10 days. And we bicycled, hiked, and sight saw. It was a wonderful trip. We drove way too fast. We drove all day to get down there for 2 days. And it was worth it because it was warm and sunny. Oh, it was so nice. So got back about a week ago, and I continue to hike. I emailed all the places I'm staying in England with the Southwest Coastal Path and asked them about availability of fresh food. And a lot of them have gotten back to me. I would say half, at least half have gotten back to me. So that was very kind of them. So here is the beet salad. Right. Just in case Zoom doesn't record all three of these. There it is. Lovely. And I think I'll put a little green on top of that. Maybe a little bit more green onion just to give it a finished look. Next is a cucumber tomato salad. That, this. Which one is that? Ginger cubes. These are all from Dr. Goldner's book. Goodbye Delicious. Goodbye Lupus. Hello Delicious. And I've been cooking from her cookbook for the last week since I've gotten back. It's recipes, so I wanted to share them with you. One, he uses a couple of Japanese cucumbers. I just went ahead and used a whole English cucumber. It's so big. Let me just see here if I move this speaker view like this. That way you get to see the food. So here's the cucumber. And then there's a dozen cherry tomatoes here. And I'm supposed to let the cucumber sit in salt for 10 minutes, but I don't use a lot of salt, so I just skipped that step. And I think it turned out just beautifully. And then there's some apple cider vinegar and some red chili flakes, some garlic and some ginger that I minced all together. That is the dressing, and that's it. So simple and so delicious. I hope I'm able to stay out of this until the luncheon tomorrow. It's really good. So that is another one. Too simple. So those two. This one is red cabbage mango. And mango, it was a fresh champagne mango. And then I added a little bit of frozen mango. I didn't have enough fresh. I should probably chop that a little bit more. So I'll just use my scissors and chop up the frozen because now it's thawed. And I'll get that to a more bite-sized size. It's still a little bit frozen, but I can cut through it, so that'll work. So how is everybody doing? It's been, gosh, the whole month has gone by since the bundle. That was so much fun. I really enjoyed meeting everybody. I miss everybody. And I only have April before I leave for a whole month, so I don't want to get too busy with YouTubes, but I'd like to bring everybody back and do a Zoom with my Monday Zoom. and then upload it to YouTube so you can meet everybody that I met. So that'll be my plan. It might have to wait till fall because I'm getting heavy into bicycling season now. All right. So next recipe is a red cabbage mango. And that's page 49, page 7. Here it is, page 41. So it's a red cabbage mango. So I've got a whole bunch of red cabbage here. Where's my camera? There it is. At least 7 ounces of red cabbage. And then 7 ounces of fresh mango. And the champagne mangoes are just delicious right now. And then I added in a few ounces of apple and black pepper. Pepper is just to taste. And there was lime in there. I just stuck the apple in the lime so that it wouldn't brown. And it stayed nice and fresh. And of course, that lime, keep it that way until tomorrow, I hope. And that is my red cabbage salad. So as you see, these go together quite nicely. Two more here. This is a cabbage bok choy. All right here. Over. Right. Get this going. This one. Crunchy cauliflower and bok choy medley. Be a little bit more here. Okay, so we've got some cauliflower. I chopped, oops, I'm dropping it on the floor. 5-second rule. Just rinse it off. My floor is very clean. We mop it every day because there's so much traffic in here. We have to. Haven't told you yet, but I am Janet, plant-powered peddler. I have lost 90 pounds since my all-time high. Well, actually, I stopped weighing myself at 199.75. I just couldn't stand to look at that scale go over 200. And that was years ago. I got the first 40 pounds off just from getting off dieting, really. Because, when you diet, it always is followed by a binge. And once I stopped dieting, there was no reason to binge anymore. And then 5 years ago, I started on the whole food plant exclusive program. And oh my gosh, that just melted 50 pounds more off me that I didn't even know I had to lose. Okay, here's a bunch of bok choy or julienne. Carrot that I shredded, what I grated. Some onion. Love red onion. I hope everybody else does too. Otherwise, I'll be in trouble. Got some garlic that I put in the garlic crusher, grater, mincer. Handful of cilantro that I chopped up. I've got here lime juice, flaxseed oil. That's all. And we can put some pepper in here as well. Let me grab. Oh, I should have used it also. I'm just going to sprinkle some on here. Give it a little bit of a pop. And then I'm going to add a little color, which is one of the suggestions to add a little red cabbage. Go ahead and mix this. Doesn't that look good? Right. Cauliflower bok choy salad. And then the suggestion is to sprinkle a little bit of nutritional yeast on it. Give it a little bit of a cheesy topping. So I just got a tablespoon here. Try it. That'll get mixed in a little bit because I'll switch it to a container that I can put a lid on to get it to luncheon tomorrow. So that is that's 4 salads. And of course, I need to make something sweet. So I have coconut macaroons I'm gonna make. They're so simple. That is Bill the Craver's recipe. I'm gonna take almonds and dates and put them in the food processor. Yes, Blade. I've got to figure this out. It's never what I think it's going to be. So there's my almonds. And then he uses medium dates. I use the medjool. So I've got a little bit less than what he had. So first I just add the almonds and the dates and process them. Maybe on here a little bit. So, down your volume. Sorry about that. Okay, boy, we got to do more. Just get a sprinkle here. Wow. Let me see. Okay, here, warning, I'm going to turn it on again. You can see here, that is a good mixture. Try to get this so you can see it. Okay. There we go. Give you a little bit more of a window into what is going on here. All right, so now I'm going to add oats and coconut. What about the banana? Oh, add the banana. Okay. So there's two ripe bananas. These aren't the ripest bananas, but what I've got. And there's plenty of date in there, so hopefully that'll be enough to make it sweet. Banana macaroons. I made these before, and they were a big hit for, except for Emma, who doesn't like bananas. Oh. See? I'm just wondering if there's anybody else who's watching. See if I can check it one more time here. Huh. I'm suspicious because it's not showing up on my live. Suppose I should have stopped right in the beginning so that if it isn't coming across, I could have stopped it, but I didn't do that. Here's you. See if it's coming. Here we go. Here we go. All right. See if anybody's here in my chat. Pretty girl's mom. Hi, pretty girl's mom. Hey, Brenda. That is awesome. Okay, so let me make sure that my volume isn't being obnoxious. All right, I can see you now, Brenda. And all right. You can see and hear me. That is great. 12:41 and it's 12:52, so it's been a while. You probably took off already. Okay, so I'm just making cookies here. And I'm hoping that you can see them. Let's see here. Let me try to spotlight this. There we go. All right. Can you see the food, hopefully? All right, so I put the banana in. I'm going to process it again. And it shouldn't be. Thank you. So much more fun than I've got people to visit with. Okay, so that, can you see what I'm making here? I hope. Yum. All right, so there's banana. Now I'm going to add the oats and the coconut. Blend it again. Go. Oh, good. I'm making the banana macaroons from Bill Kramer. Trying to think, were they in his bundle book? I know I listen in to him every Saturday, and he made them one Saturday, and I immediately made them for my potluck. They look so good, and my husband loves them. So, we're huge success. Everybody so far except for Emma. Friend Emma doesn't like bananas, so she didn't like them. So did you see what else I made? I made um, cabbage, this over. Made this cabbage bok choy salad. I made a cucumber tomato salad. I made a beet salad. These are all for a luncheon tomorrow. It's going to be 35 health professionals. Oh, you made Chef Julia's? I miss her so much. I was just listening to her. Then I made this red cabbage mango salad. So I'm locked and loaded for this lunch tomorrow. They're going to order it. I have, other treats. Why would you get Chipotle when you make things? They don't understand, but these are people that have not switched over yet. All right, let me go get a seat here. Bring my So these are baked. Unplug the computer and plug it in another outlet. Go. That's plugged in anymore. All right, so this makes quite a few of these little cookies. And did I dehydrate them? I think I just dehydrated them. No, maybe I baked them. All right, I'll bake them, then I won't touch them. That's probably best. All right. Let's go ahead and take this off over the, so I can get at them. All right. I'm just going to drop these onto the sheet there. My little scoop is not working like it used to. I might have to get another one. I'm not sure why it's dysfunctioning. Working well enough with the cookies here, though. Overused, huh? I love this thing. It's so handy for dropping cookies and serving nice creams. So you dump these on here and then you press them down a little bit, make a cookie out of them. And they're really good. So, oh, Jesse, hi, Jesse. Richard just realized you were live. The salads I saw look beautiful. Oh, good. Those salads should convince them to switch. I hope so. The cookies are the banana macaroons that Bill DeCramer makes on his channel. Healthy living effortlessly. And I made them for Steve and he just loved them. So I figure this group might like them. There are 35 health professionals, which is so exciting. The gal who runs the Big Harbor Potluck is a pediatrician, and she gets all these wonderful people. And what I do is then ask them to come on up to my Silverdale potluck, and they come and talk to us. It's really wonderful, at least in my humble opinion. I love how there's, we're learning about more and more people that are interested in this lifestyle. So Jesse, today is Friday. What are you having? These are not raw. Because I'm going to bake them. But I could make them raw, but I don't want to eat them, so I'm going to bake them. They're high calorie density. They're dates and first ingredients, almonds. So better that I stay off them. let's see, I need to set the oven for 350. So I'm going to do that. Three 350. I'm going to do another sheet here. And I'll probably cook them one at a time. I think they bake better. And then I'll need to put the salad in containers that I can take down to Gig Harbor. Gig Harbor's about 35 minutes away. Actually, I'll go ahead and clean that blade off as soon as I get some of this out of here. And then I'll be done. And I already walked over 5 miles this morning, and I did my workout. Well, I'm on schedule today. Sure. I don't know at 7 where I get all this energy from, except for the food. Not only energy, but curly hair. Remarkable. And I'm learning how to take care of it from Jean Marie on YouTube. That's I need to write her and thank her because I didn't have a clue as to how to take care of this curly hair. And she has taught me so much. I wear a bonnet at night now, which makes a huge difference as far as keeping my curls intact. And so I don't have to refresh, as she calls it, so much. And she taught me about leave-in cream rinses, not rinses, but leave-in creams that help to moisturize it, and gels that really make the whole see, what is that? Jesse's saying. Okay, we finally made it to day 42 of Goldner's goodbye lupus protocol. We'll finish the 6 weeks tonight. It's very good. Jill, Janet, I know you said Bill made them in a video, but the recipe is the recipe in the book. It's on their website. I'm not sure if it's in his book, but he did put a book in the bundle. Did you get the bundle? I can look it up and see if it's in there, or I can just tell you the website. But what would you like? Let me know and I'll send it to you. Who knows? I have your email, Jill. You should give it to me, and then I can put you on my Zoom for Mondays. Every Monday I go on, have speakers or cook. This Monday I'm going to be making something. I don't cook because I'm raw, but I like to prep something just to even encourage a little bit of raw. So darn delicious. Of course, I'm hooked on it. I've been doing it since September now, which is incredible, I think. I didn't set out wanting to do that. I just enjoy it so much. I just stayed with it, and my skin keeps on improving. Oh, I got to press down the other cookies too. Let's see, let's get the rest of this out here. This will make about 35, but I didn't get 35 out of this. Let me see if he says here. Oh, he doesn't really say. I don't know where I got that number from. Maybe he talked about it when he was making them. I'm happy to share this, and Bill's happy to share it too. They share lots of their recipes. Bill and Connie, they're such wonderful people. I just love them. Check their website. Okay, in the bundle. Let me know, Jill, if you're checking right now, so we can pass that along. So all the salad recipes are from Dr. Goldner's Goodbye Lupus, Hello Delicious. I actually, when I got back from Death Valley, I thought I'm gonna do her this is the autoimmune protocol where I'm doing the smoothies every morning and then staying raw the rest of the day. on either salads or cruciferous vegetables. She's got several different. She's got Goodbye Lupus food. She's got the autoimmune, which is more the psychological, why we keep on um, eating things that we shouldn't, that aren't necessarily the best healing, because of the psychological aspect. Let's see, I'm just making these. Put them down to look like a macaron. You know what's funny is I never made a macaron before this eating this way. So I don't even know what a macaroon really looks like. I thought they were mostly, like a coconut macaroon was mostly coconut. And you could see it. But this definitely is, different than that. So I'm going to put this one in and bring the other one back. Let's see, 15 minutes. So I'll start in 15 minutes. You're supposed to cook them for 15 to 20 minutes. And send you my email it privately. Yes, Jill, definitely. Are you a friend to me on Facebook? You could direct message me there, or you can go to my Instagram, Love to Cycle Ricky, LUV, the number 2, Cycle Ricky, and you could direct message me there. And that way, only you and I see it. Does that work for you? And I will put you on this Monday's list. I just posted it yesterday. And I would love to have you. Anybody who wants to come, just let me know. And I would be happy. We've had Esther Loveridge and Nan Simons and Dr. Phillips, the dentist. We really enjoy having different people. I would love to get more. I'd like to have, and Connie Kramer, she came and coached us a little bit. I'd like to have everybody on, especially the older crowd, because I resonate so much. Love to have Lou on, that interviews with Esther a lot. He's a character. He'd be fun. I'm running out of room here. Yeah, we can make it. Yeah. So what do we got here? 4, 8, 12, 1, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Well, I got a bunch here. Of course, there's going to be 35, but they're going to be doing Chipotle. These are just additions to what they're going to get. Oh, good. Follow me on Instagram. Good. Yeah, I like to post what I eat every day and my activity, because being a retired PT, I love staying active, and I really want to encourage other 70-year-olds to get out there and move, if you will. So it really feels good. I have a stack of dishes here. So these are ready. Now, I need to figure out how to put these in so that I can carry them. And I would like to take a picture of these so that I have a record of everything that I made. Okay. Let me see here. I can do that. Picture. Here we go. Get a nice center spot here. I don't know if you can see that, but okay. Get back to my Zoom. There we go. And Let's see, start the video. Okay. Hey, I'm picking this stuff up. All right, what should we put this in? Well, this will fit in here. Pretty sure. Yeah. Amazed I had everything I needed for today. I'm sure I'd have to run out to the store. But that is so cool to have everything right in my refrigerator. Take a picture of all these, of the recipes, so that you'll know what is in the ingredients. That's good. Hey, Jill, 70 July. Oh, thank you. I know I turned 70 on March 17th. It just doesn't even seem possible to me. It seems very surreal to think that I am 70 years old. But boy, I'm gonna walk 300 miles on that trail. We did a hike on Wednesday up Green Mountain. It's a local mountain, about 20 minutes from here. It was so cool. I really enjoyed it. I've never done it before. What is wrong with me? It was so much fun. I want to do more. So that is planned. Next Thursday, we can go to, it's called Plumber and Beaver Pond. If my beet flour will fit in this bowl. It's amazing how this stuff fits. And then I'll probably take glass bowls to serve it in, but it's nice to have a top so everything doesn't spill out all over. I think it's gonna fit. Yay. So Jesse, did you go down any more than 9 pounds? That's so cool that you did the 9, or just about 9. In 6 weeks, that's pretty darn good, especially for how it's been going. I remember first you were kind of stuck at 4 pounds. Wow, suddenly another 5 pounds. Yay. I haven't weighed myself in a while. I hate to get too much into the weight thing. Grabbers, help me with this one. See, so my nutrition yeast thing is going to disappear. I'm not going to worry about it. They'll still get the taste of it. I think this is going to fit no problem. And then the cookies, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to put those in. Hopefully everything will be good till we have lunch tomorrow. I got to look up and see what time I need to get down there. But definitely cleaned out my refrigerator. I have to go to the store on my way back. 10 as of yesterday. Yay. I haven't been this way since 1991. Oh, it's so much fun. 91. Gosh. What was I doing in 1991? I think, well, in 1990, I was crossing the country, the northern tier with Stephen. And that was our first big crossing. We worked really hard to get 3 months ahead of schedule as far as paying all our bills. And we bicycled all the way from our home on the Point here, which was a couple of houses down from where we live now, to Kennebunkport, Maine. And George Bush, we went right by George Bush's house and saw Millie the dog. And his helicopter actually flew overhead. That was pretty cool. He said he was in it. The news said, I don't know if he actually was, but it was pretty exciting. All right. Well, nice is, most of those dishes, all I need to do is rinse them out because this food is just so easy to clean things with. And then I'll be all done. So it gets pretty compact. Let's see what the cookies are doing. Let's can actually back this up and have a look. Let me see if I can spotlight this one. Oh, I always forget it's not a touch screen. So I'm hitting the screen and nothing's happening. Add a spotlight. There we go. And we'll remove this one. And so here we are. Pretty dark in there, but let me turn the light on. Here you go. They're gonna need at least another 5 minutes. So we'll wait for them. All right. I got a bunch of Google Chromes here. All right. So this is really cool because I've learned how to stream via Zoom, so I can see what I'm doing, and then I can open my tablet and look at YouTube and see what you guys are saying. Took me a little while today, but I figured it out. Oh, good, Jill, you found the cookie recipe on their website. It isn't in the bundle. And tell me the website name, Jill. Is it healthy living effortlessly? Yes, Washington to Maine. That was my first crossing, but that wasn't anything like the perimeter tour where we went from here down the Pacific coast. The first one we went down to Eugene and then turned east, crossed the middle of the country, then went back up north to Lake Erie, over to or down to Pittsburgh, down the Greater Allegheny Passage and the C&O towpath, found our way back across Virginia to the Trans-American, took that back west to the Underground Railroad route, and took that down to Mobile, Alabama, and then headed west to San Diego. And from San Diego, bicycled back up the Pacific coast to home. That was 11,695 miles. And in Brackettville, Texas, I herniated a disc in my neck. And so in December, when we were in Brackettville, we ended up staying there until mid-March, March 17th, my birthday. I was okay to ride again. So I rehabbed myself from December to March, gradually, and got back on the bike again. At first, I couldn't even sit up. It was so painful. So that was exciting. But I figured, what better place to winter than Texas? So it was pretty nice in the winter. The we was Stephen and I, my husband and I, just the two of us. I kept a journal. It's on crazyguyonabike.com. It's called The Promise Tour. So you can read my journal there. And then in 2018, we got the pedal assist electric bikes. So I said, we need to do this ride again on these electric bikes because they were so much fun. And so we started from the house, and I talked Stephen into it by saying, let's just go for a week. And if you're not having any fun, we'll just come back home. And once he gets out there, he doesn't want to come back. So down we went, down to San Diego. Then we turned west and went all the way to Florida, down the west coast of Florida to Key West, then up the east coast on the East Coast Greenway coastal path to um, Brunswick, Maine. And then we turned west and went across. We were on the Erie Canal path. We crossed into Canada at Niagara Falls and went along the Canadian side of Lake Erie. and then just kept on heading west back in America again to South Dakota and rode through the Badlands and then up through Wyoming, Montana, and then came along the Columbia. And then we went up to actually Anacortes beyond home because we still had some time, and then rode over from Anacortes onto Whidbey Island and took the ferry from Whidbey Island to Port Townsend, came down the Olympic Peninsula onto the Kitsap Peninsula to home. It was an incredible trip. So yes, all our big tours were together, Stephen and I. Now he's 78. He says he's kind of done doing tours. He feels his balance isn't what it used to be, and his ability to see and to hear, and just his um, ability to control bowel and bladder. All of that is at 78. It's a little bit compromised, so it's just not fun for him anymore. It's too oops, he's just sounded off here. They're getting brown. I think I'm going to put them a little bit more. Let's put them for another 5 minutes just to see here. All right. I am going to leave for a second. Be right back. One thing I've noticed about being out in, you know, the woods is I don't have to worry about bowel and bladder. I can just go behind a tree, which is really nice. And I think doing the Southwest Coastal Pass will be fine. I'm not shy at all. Steven's a much more, um, I don't know if he's not necessarily shy, but he's just very conservative. So it works better for him to not be out there, but I don't care. Yeah. Jesse, you're saying you can understand how he feels. Yeah. What years were the tours? Well, 1990 was the Northern Tier. 1992, we did the Pacific Coast. Um, and then, when I did the Northern Tier, it took me a couple of years to really get used to being back home and getting up, going to work, coming home, going to bed. I really didn't like it. So I said, the next time I do some major tours, I'd rather be retired. So I did the Seattle to Portland ride, which is 200 miles in 2 days. I did that 10 times, and Stephen also did it 10 times. And I didn't really start touring again until I retired. But since then, I've just toured in America, I've toured in Europe, I've toured in New Zealand, Australia. Uh, in Europe, it's been Germany, Netherlands, Italy, France, Belgium, all over in Europe. And then in America, I've done the Pacific Coast 3 times, the Southern Tier twice, the Northern Tier twice, the Trans-American once, the East Coast Greenway once, uh, a lot. I've got over 42,000, I think, miles on my pedal assist e-bike alone, and that's been since 2018. I just love it. Yeah, I've been touring. I mean, that's one of the frustrations is I was doing all this riding but I couldn't lose weight. I could lose it while I was doing the tour. And then as soon as I'd stop, all the weight would come back on because I didn't know about calorie density. I didn't understand the pleasure trap. I I needed Dr. Lyle and Chef AJ. Once I understood, it was easy. The weight just melted off and I can keep it off without any problem. Okay, so I think, yeah, I'm just going to let this go one more minute. They're getting nice and kind of browned around the edges. And then I will put the other one in for 20 minutes also. Let's see if you can see it here. Look at those getting nice and brown. Yum. uh, and I think they're just going to be fine. I don't even need to have Stevie test them, much to his disappointment. That's 35 seconds, then I can switch those out. In fact, let me get my glove and grab those out. It's just the first I've used the oven in I don't know how long. Oh, but let me see if you asked me anything. I have good muscles built. Yes, yes. Yeah, I think that's why. Once I understood what to do, the weight came off so easily, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the food is so good. I just didn't even worry about it because I just enjoy eating this way so much. And it's been a progression from what I started with what I do now, which of course is the raw. Just love Alyssa's recipes. Did you see how now she's doing quarter wraps? She's taking one of her wraps, she's cutting it into quarters and making little snack wraps. I think I'm going to do that for my coastal trip because that I think is going to make, you know, I could do 8 wraps and it would make 24 snack wraps. That's almost the whole month. So I'll start working in that in a couple of weeks because I don't want to make them too soon, although they last forever. I'll do probably 8 wraps and I'll put them in amongst parchment paper. And I've just bought a duffel bag because Sherry, the gal I'm going to hike with, said we need to um, check our hiking poles. So I'll put the hiking poles in there and the paperwork and clothes that I'm going to wear on and off the hike. So it'll work out just fine. She's going to check the bag, so I might as well. So I was going to try to do all check on, but since she's going to check a bag, I'm free to go ahead and check one, and I'm going to do that. And then I don't have to be so careful. All I need is a couple of hiking leggings, a couple of pairs of shorts, things that I can wash out real easily. And that's what I'll do. I'll just wash things out. I'm sure there's going to be places to do laundry. I've seen them in my paperwork. Um, Unfortunately, since I've lost so much weight, I don't sweat like I did when I was so much heavier. So I made the beet wrap, but it didn't work, so I'll have to try again. Oh, they cracked. Oh, we're going to wait a little while into our post-protocol eating phase to make a decision on the dehydrator for the wraps. We want to be sure that we'll really use it before we invest it. Do you have Lissa's book, Jill? I have a few of her books. I've got her wrap book, her taco book, the burger book, because of the bundles. I've got her menu plans. I've got her 52-day menu. I've got her 30-day menu. I just love her stuff. And I love just going on her, just like I do Dr. Goldner's. So I'll probably do another one of those soon. So it's really fun to visit with you all. I hoped that I'd have more time to do YouTubes, even this month of April, before I go. And then, of course, in England, I'll be 8 hours ahead, but it'd be fun to get on in England too while I'm there. I'll definitely do Instagram. but I'd like to do some YouTubes also. So it'll just depend on how much access I have to the Wi-Fi and if I can figure out how to get on. But definitely Instagram. I'll be on there. So for those who need my Instagram, it's LUV, the number two, cycle, CYCLE, Ricky, RICKEY. And I welcome you to come and join me. I love sharing my time with you. Um, yeah, why the wraps might crack. Well, if you don't waste stuff, they can crack. And what's the other thing? I guess if there's too much liquid in them, um, I know I did try to substitute once and they cracked. So she's not lying to just use what she says to use, at least until you get used to doing them. So that finishes up my um, prepping for today. So I'll head off. But thank you very much for joining me. I've got 3 things going, so it'll be fun to see what shows up on my recording. So take care, everybody, and I'll see you next.